Hello and welcome. I'm KJ and this is Swali.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
And you're listening to UnMaddening, where we unpack the madness of society one wonderful word at a time. The word of the day is justify. Heard that lately?
How can you justify that?
I'm gonna. Justify as a verb in its past tense, justified, is to show or prove to be right or reasonable. The person appointed has fully justified our confidence is the example for its use there. Similar words to justify, like phrasing-wise, give grounds for or be a good reason for. So something was warranted, right?
You can't see anything wrong with that.
No, that's fair.
It's working.
Yes.
It's justified.
Justified as an adjective, having done for or marked by a good or legitimate reason. Example, the doctors were justified in treating her. Okay, justified as an adjective again, but in theological terminology.
The right way.
It's declared or made righteous in the sight of God. Okay, and then one more for the adjective, justified. Printing having been adjusted so that the print fills a space evenly or forms a straight line
yes.
at the margin.
I remember clicking that justified, but yeah, I just remembered it then, yeah. I don't do it now because I don't care.
Oh my goodness, it's such a peeve of mine when I get an email or something and it hasn't been right, left, justified, so it's neat and tidy and I'm reading it and I'm like, this content is really interesting,
It's for
perhaps.
informational purposes only.
Yeah, and should not be considered as professional advice because it hasn't been left, right, justified. So I automatically want to discount it because it's like just that extra step. Presentation, printing justification.
And I do that just to upset you.
What?
Don't justify it.
You don't send me emails anyway. Okay. Justify in the Urban Dictionary, to be vindicated for a wrong done to you.
Mm-hmm.
Self-serving.
Very much.
Kind of fair.
But go on.
Another one is justifying bullcrap. When someone tries to make something wrong right in order to make them better in the ways of a relationship, etc., justifying their terrible behaviour.
Mm-hmm.
We also have, I'd never heard of this before, but I liked it. It's a salary justifier. This is a person who puts complicated and unnecessary requests into the daily lives of others to make their own life or job seem important. And it's salary justification because the example sentences here are, why is Tom interested in this all of a sudden? And the response is, his boss is coming in today, so he's on salary justifier mode. Yes, you definitely should be paying me this and maybe pay me more if I can get it.
I might not have heard of that term, but I definitely have met a few people that do that.
You've witnessed it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you witness it in your day-to-day, people, even in your politics.
No.
People just,
No, they deserve
stuff up
every
and
penny. They're
justify
working
their-
very hard for that.
Yes,
No
yes,
salary justification going on there whatsoever. We also on the Urban have justified procrastination. The definition of this is when someone tries to make their procrastinating seem right by making up fake benefits in their head. I get this one so much. The example is, studying at 10 p.m. the night before a test helps the subject stay fresh in my mind. And the reply is, don't lie to yourself, dude. You're using justified procrastination so you can play a video game all night.
Yeah, I think that was called cramming.
I think that's kind of a different thing. Cramming, you would hope, would be also combined with actually studying beforehand.
No, well,
And then you're cramming at the end.
my sense of cramming was not studying beforehand and
so
going,
you're a justified procrastinator.
No, I've
and
already done the procrastination now. I'm just doing the cramming.
That's why your children behave like that frequently with a lot of their own study things. Like it's the last minute. Oh my goodness, it's due at 11 p.m.
Do
and it's
as I say,
9:59 and
not
I've
as
got an
I
hour
do.
to go. And correct.
No, we should be a good example.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Anyway,
Back on track.
enough Urbans. Justified in the current news. Okay, you Googleized the word justified and news stories.
We're talking current mainstream news.
We're just talking
'Cause
whatever
they're
gets
more
spat
salary
back out at you.
justifiers, aren't they? They just make something up to justify them.
Sure.
Yeah.
This one felt a little bit phoned in the reply, but it was the AI, so it's not really an individual's fault.
That wasn't phoned
It's the
in, it was
machine.
dialed in.
We love you, machines. Please don't murder us. Justified news stories is what I was looking for. And it said that this is likely referring to news stories from a TV series called Justified, which I've never heard of before, or the concept of justified news, which means reporting that is accurate, verified, unbiased, and supported by evidence. It goes on to say, to tell if a story is justified or reliable, look for clear sources, expert opinions, verifiable evidence, and avoid stories that only present one side of an issue.
I'm still thinking about you saying, we love you, machines, like you thought Terminator was going to come through the door.
Oh my goodness, T2 is really realistic, actually. Sorry for your background crunching sound you might have there. That's a little dog making a bit of a fuss, doing a bit of a destruction of a toy. Yes, very funny. Avoid stories that only present one side of an issue. Okay, I'm not really sure where we're supposed to go to find those sorts of things, though. So I was very pleased to see.
Just go to your mainstream media.
Well, don't worry, Smiles. It tells you where to go. Underneath that first query about justified news, it tells you that if you're looking for information on justified news, in brackets, reliable news, you should verify the source, identify the experts, as we just went over, check the evidence and look for multiple perspectives. And who should you be looking to, also suggested for you, is ABC in Australia. It comes up as saying that this is your trusted source of news and latest headlines.
Who said?
The internet did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There was a question underneath that specifically asking for the most trusted news sources in Australia. And the AI overview for this was ABC again and SBS, saying that they are consistently regarded as Australia's most trusted news sources, according to various reports and surveys and probably task forces. I mean, there must be a few checking that out for us.
I can't believe the AI's got so political now that they're on the donors list.
It said the ABC is often named the most trusted, particularly in a digital news report, while SBS has also seen high levels of trust, with one report calling it, quote, most trusted news brand in 2024. So there you go.
I wouldn't say that's where you go for your trusted news.
Oh, you're entitled to make your own choices, everybody.
Apparently that's what I do say, according to AI.
Yes. So then we're still on the word justified here, of course. So I was like, all right, what are we going to be told by the interweb that are the most common errors, mistakes that people try to justify, and the explanation of why somebody would do such a thing? And the response here is people often justify errors like unethical behaviour and mistakes in reasoning by blaming others, claiming the action was in a, quote, grey area, believing it benefited others, using, quote, moral licensing after a good deed, or by simply denying they did anything wrong.
I love that, the grey area. That basically says that your intent was you knew it wasn't the right thing, but it wasn't explicitly told to you that it's the wrong thing, so I'm just going to dance around on that. It's a very unmoral approach.
But it's right there in the beginning of the question. Like I've asked, what are the most common errors? I didn't say what are the things that people most often want to justify. I said, what are the stuff-ups? What are the stuff-ups that people want to do and how are they wanting to justify it? And it immediately says unethical behaviour and mistakes. People try to blame others, claim it was a grey area, always looking to back out of it. Self-justification.
I think we go back to responsibility there.
Yes.
You're responsible.
It's almost like these words are meant to communicate with each other.
I think we've brought them up a few times.
Yeah, it's funny that. Self-justification, according to this search here, stems from the need to maintain a positive self-image, it's all about the self, and reconcile conflicting beliefs and actions. Yes, indeed. Oh, there was another one on here that wasn't just mentioned in the breakdown. So we had blaming others, rationalising, minimising harm. You're being very noisy with that toy dog. Denial, grey area thinking, benefiting others, moral licensing, and then this one on the bottom, everyone else does it. That's the source of justification. Everybody else does it, so I should be able to. Isn't that pathetic?
Very
Like
much
everybody
so.
else jumped off the cliff, so me too.
Well, I suppose it's like you say, everyone else is doing it.
It's not
You've
very
heard it.
smart. Yeah, of
No.
course I've heard it.
Yeah.
And it's probably come out of my
Has
own
everyone
mouth
else
many
jumped off a
times
cliff?
as a
Would you
young
jump off too?
person. But we're not young people still trying to feel like we should be adults here.
Yeah.
I didn't ask the interweb what are young people struggling with and coming to terms with when they try and justify some mistakes that they've come across. This everyone else does it thing is not something that just comes out of the mouths of babes.
Yeah.
It isn't.
If they can do it, I can do it too.
What about me? Furthermore, why
FOMO.
do people justify errors, Swirls? Well, because they are protecting the self. Cognitive dissonance is also in there, which is to resolve the discomfort of holding two conflicting beliefs, ego and reputation, and moral disengagement.
I think the ego goes hand in hand with the self-loathing. No, not loathing, but the self-gratification and the all about me mentality.
Yeah. What about me?
Well, you can throw self-loathing in there too, because if you're acting that way, you're not really thinking about your best interest. You just whatever makes you feel better.
Yeah, but that's probably like an unidentified self-loathing thing because you're not setting yourself up for success, are you? You're just happy to do what everyone else is doing and justifying that your not very awesome behaviour is, well, somebody else was doing it too, so I should be able to get away with it.
Yeah, well, you care about your own image and what you're doing as your own, what you're presenting yourself as.
Yes, which you should to a certain extent, of course. Be mindful of what it is that you're doing, how it's being displayed to other people, definitely. But not if it's just simply this mindset of like, well, they can get away with it. I should be able to get away with it.
No.
If you're doing this, justifying your errors, remember I asked it for justifying stupid things that we've done, and this is what's coming up. Your grey area and everyone else did, and just looking for excuses and self-validation for the fact that you did something you shouldn't have done. You knew you shouldn't have done it. You have a moral code. We all do. You still chose to do it, and now you're trying to write your way out of it.
It's a degradation of the moral compass.
Something like that. At the very end of that,
Another word that we've used.
what compass?
Well, we could do that one next.
Maybe. It had a little point down the bottom that was actually how to stop self-justifying, according to Big Brother, the interweb, at the bottom of that little write-up, okay? So it said, increase self-awareness. This is a good thing, actually. Thank you, Terminator. Pay attention to the patterns and excuses you make for bad behaviour. Yes, please, do pay attention to them.
Yeah.
We should be self-reflecting and, trying to improve. And secondly...
If you consistently have a pattern of making excuses for your bad behaviour, then maybe you can look at that and go, well, I have bad behaviour.
Maybe.
Maybe address it.
Maybe you can. Maybe it's a pattern that you're seeing that isn't actually there. We're going to talk about that another day. And secondly, it says take responsibility. To stop self-justifying, take responsibility. Instead of making excuses or blaming others, take ownership of your actions. I thought that was a pretty fair call at the end of all that interesting stuff regarding justification and justify.
You think it was quite justified?
I do. And just before we do our wrap up with vintage culture, I just wanted to mention something that I was thinking about when writing the Justified, which is one of those little acronyms from the front of the Bible to try and help you to remember stuff. And Justified was the term was to remember. It was just as if I never sinned. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I think so. I like those little things to try and help you to remember, what the term actually means as far as a scriptural manner of what it was supposed to mean before it's been manipulated. Okay, vintage culture appreciation. Today, Swirls, we are going to reminisce about the brilliance of learning to ride a bike.
Oh.
Yeah.
And for some people, it's quite a traumatic time of their life.
Traumatic to learn to ride a bike.
I don't think so, but some
It might
people
be for
say
some.
it is. But it's all part of it. You fall off, you get back up, and you have another go.
But we're designed so well that usually when you're a kid, not only are you going to heal fast, but you don't have necessarily the same kind of fear factor. You haven't developed a comprehension of, if I fall off this, I might
just find the biggest
really
hill
be
and hold on.
and coast down that bad boy. It got me thinking about it after we were hanging out with a little lady recently who was decorating her new birthday bike with the little spokey dokies and the handlebar tassels and, coasting down the street. Very cool. There are a lot of e-scooters and e-bikes and stuff now that I've been seeing everywhere.
Yep.
We're not living in a big city where we are, but it's still like there are a lot. There is a lot. So I do wonder if it's going to still continue to be that thing of like, you get to a certain age and when you start walking, you get like one of those 3-wheeler kind of bikes to practice on, and then you go onto the one that doesn't have pedals, those push ones. They were a new thing. I didn't have them when I was a kid, but some of the next generation had those push ones.
Be a whole heap of these people that don't know how to ride a bike.
I'm not sure. They might just go to the the scootery kind of situation where you're just standing up. You're not actually having to do the balance, because the e-scooter ones are quite solid and they stand on their own. You don't really need to have that center of gravity that's doing any effort for it. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Next generation is all these people on these mobility scooters and
Wally.
Yeah, Wally. I was thinking about that.
We did have, you talking about the hill, coasting down the hill. One of the houses that we lived in when I was a kid had like a cul-de-sac bit at the end, and we were at the top of a hill, not a massive hill, but a hill nonetheless.
Yep.
So you could do your loop around the cul-de-sac and then just basically like coast down there and just flog it as fast as you possibly could. Like, woo, you feel like you're flying. So good.
Yeah. Did you have spokey dokies on your bike?
I think I must have at some point in time. I'm not certain. I have to fact check with my siblings.
Did you ever do the can on the back of the bike wheel?
No.
And you're driving and you
no, I think that was the early 1900s.
Yeah.
I wasn't alive then, Swirls.
Or a piece of cardboard and a peg?
Still no. I feel like you're actually digressing in time here.
If you haven't done
what you're referencing.
You get a piece of cardboard and a peg, and you peg it onto the side so the cardboard just sits between the spokes of the bike, and it just
it makes a little noise.
Yeah, like a just making a fake motorbike.
Oh, okay. It's a boy thing.
Yeah, it's a boy thing.
Yeah, all right, cool. Fair enough. I take back my last remark. Only that one. None of the rest. They all stand. Just the one redacted. I do remember also the bike loving. We had at some point lived nearby a beach, and my sister had a milk crate that she had attached to her bike, and she used to put the dogs in the milk crate, and then we would ride to the beach with the dogs in the milk crate, just like strapped. I think it was actually strapped on with Oki straps, which you're not allowed to have anymore either.
No.
There's like a couple of Okis. Oh yeah, whack that on there. Dogs get in, whoosh, off you go, down to the beach. And sometimes if we happened to be riding back home and our mum was arriving back home at the same time, like entering onto the street, we'd ride as fast as we possibly could back to where the house was, and she would slow down to be able to tell us what speed in kilometres per hour we were riding at while we were like trying to flog it as fast as we could.
I actually had on one of my
sister
bikes,
was pretty quick.
It was a speedometer that you could get. Basically.
Oh, right.
It could tell you how fast you're riding. So we had a very big hill.
Yeah.
A very steep hill. And you would get down there, and I think you get to like 55, 60 clicks an hour.
Holy moly.
And you were going fast.
That's
you could
crazy.
See it up there. It's a big hill. Not much effort, just a big hill.
You used to like taking yours apart and putting it back together and stuff too, didn't you?
Yeah, or you get all the bits and pieces, like, when they've done the big curbside collections, not so much now, but when they used to do the big curbside collections, you go get bits and pieces and build yourself a bike.
Find some spare parts.
And you could do the big wheel on the front with the little wheel at the back. Just do it for fun, just make something, some kind of creation.
Very cool.
That reminds me as well, like, I suppose when you were younger, you would make stuff and do stuff and that, but you'd get those pegs that go on your bikes, and they're supposed to be for tricks and doing tricks and things like that.
Oh yeah, the ones on the back wheel on the side, yeah.
But in my early teens, that was more of a you get them just so you can carry. You can pick someone up and someone can stand on the back of them, and you can tow someone on the front and on the back, and dinkies.
Yeah, dinkies. Dinkies.
But
Very nice.
You could have like 4 people on one bike just to get down the road. Yeah, that's a good go.
Hey, imagine being like that strong and that full of energy and
Now?
exuberance to hop on a little bike and tow that many people on these long distances like you did back in the day. My goodness.
We used to ride everywhere when we were younger.
Yeah.
And if it was really far, you put your bike on the train and you'd jump off at the one stop.
Oh, no, never.
And then if you missed the
like
train,
that.
then you just ride it.
Certainly wasn't getting on the train with a bike. But you can. You can. If you've got a bike, get out there and give it some love tomorrow maybe, hey?
Any crazy stuff you used to do as a kid on the bike, as well, riding downstairs.
Yeah.
You get down the bottom and you lost a couple of teeth. Oh, well.
They'll grow back,
They'll
yeah?
grow back, yeah. It's
All
just
right.
another broken bone.
Enough of that. Let's not encourage anyone to,
No,
to harm themselves. Okay. That was fun.
As always.
We thank you for listening. Go and say g'day to your bike if you haven't done it for a while. We'll catch you next time. And until then, God bless and peace out.
This content is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as professional advice. We're not salary justifiers, journalists, pastors or politicians. You are not more likely to suck less or try harder having listened to these shenanigans.